This year, we have co-WCC Represent Award winners who are being recognized by their peers for their dedication to being an amazing representation of their conference, institution, team, and themselves. The first co-WCC Represent Award winner in her nomination was described as trustworthy, caring, and dynamic, and who attends all sporting events cheering on her fellow student athletes in a positive manner. She put together her own #WCC Represent video for the University of San Francisco Athletics Department to learn more about what it means to display positive sportsmanship and be an important member of the community. It was also noted that she is a valued member of University of San Francisco's SAC and also a great representation of her institution. Please join me in watching this year's co-WCC Represent Award winner from University of San Francisco women's golf student athlete Emily Laskin as she accepts this award in a pre-recorded video.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed members of our institutions, WCC representatives, and fellow student athletes. My apologies for my inability to attend tonight's wonderful dinner. However, my newly repaired ACL and I are enjoying some quality time getting acquainted. My 4 years of Division I athletics have been a tumultuous roller coaster ride that led me to be the woman I am today. I began my collegiate journey at the United States Naval Academy, where I was instilled with values such as discipline, respect, and humility, and where I learned the skills of time management and balance. I spent my final 3 years at University of San Francisco, where I was able to put into practice what I learned during my short time in the Navy, and where I was given the room to bloom into the leader, the listener, and the advocate I am today. The opportunity to help pave the way for a SAC with a firm foundation taught me the lessons of communication, delegation, and vision. I am forever grateful for the trust Doug Padron provided me in beginning the change to the Student Athlete Advisory Council we have now. I loved every moment of my chance to help bring our department together, set the example for my fellow student athletes in supporting each other, and leaving behind a legacy of respect, determination, and unity. The cherry on top has been my involvement with the WCC SAC, having the opportunity to share ideas and learn from outstanding student athletes such as my co-winner Kevin Maeda, Jimmy Garrels, our longtime NCAA rep, Hannah Buck, our newly appointed NCAA rep, and many others is an experience I can never forget. I made it my mission to continue to improve and redefine the student-athlete experience at USF, and loved every minute of having a small impact in what the NCAA did for the entirety of the student-athlete population. I held close to my heart the 2 pillars of the Represent campaign, of community service and sportsmanship, and I hope that such an initiative will continue to encourage and inspire the future generations of WCC athletes for years to come. Thank you so much again to all those who had a part in making this award possible. To Nikki Graham, my secret nomination, my coaches and teammates for bringing out the best in me and making my time at USF one I will never forget. To Father Fitzgerald for his undying support of USF Dons athletics, and Scott Sidwell for all he does to continue to push USF athletics to a top-tier mid-major. Thank you to all those who continue to provide such passion and love of sports for making the West Coast Conference one of the best conferences in the nation. Thank you.
Our other co-WCC Represent Award winner in his nomination was described as striving to build a strong community amongst the Pepperdine student athletes and the larger community. He led the efforts to plan a joint community service event with Loyola Marymount SAC and Pepperdine SAC to host a beach cleanup at this year's WCC Beach Volleyball Championship. He has been an integral part of both Pepperdine and WCC SACs during his undergraduate and will leave a lasting impact. Please welcome to the stage this year's co-WCC Represent Award winner from Pepperdine University, men's cross-country student athlete, Kevin Maeda. I will hold on to that.
Thank you.
All right, Kevin, as a 3-year captain in cross country and track and a chemistry major on your way to UCLA's School of Dentistry, how and where did you find the time to give back to the community?
Well, our school is very fortunate that we started to implement the time management plan. So that was very helpful in terms of just structuring my days and my weeks. but I think ultimately it's the values that you instill in yourself. And for us at Pepperdine, we really care about service and having a servant's heart. And so for me, going through that program and going through that school, I think really impacted my vision of the world and made me want to give back. And so when I was structuring my days and weeks through that time management plan, I really started to put community service at the list. And not only that, like in terms of serving others, but I think through community service, we also serve our schools and how we represent them. And for me, I wanted to leave an impact at Pepperdine, whether it be through my athletic career and my teammates, or as a WLC or SAC president or co-president. I wanted to make sure that I represented Pepperdine well, and I made a difference. So I try to do that through any capacity that's possible.
And in your application, one of your goals listed was to be able to create a scholarship for high school seniors pursuing college athletics and a STEM degree to donate back to Pepperdine athletics. Why do you feel so passionately about giving back to your school?
Well, when I reflect back on my time at Pepperdine, I think about all the things I was given, right? So coming to Pepperdine, I had very little expectation. I knew that that was the place I was called to be, and what I received there and the growth that I experienced there was unprecedented. And I can't imagine if I had gone to any other school or institution that I would have experienced the same kind of growth and development. And so becoming the man I am today and what I value and what I care about, I think it makes sense for me to get back to the institution that gave me so much and that made me the person I am. And so in that, wanting to fund a scholarship at my local high school or giving back to Pepperdine through the athletic department, I think of my role in the structure of Pepperdine's athletic community, but then also my high schools. And one, I want to give back to my high school because I recognize that was the start. That's where I was discovered. That's where I figured out that I needed to go to a place like Pepperdine. And then giving back to Pepperdine, I recognize, one, I have to give back to the athletic department that has invested in me so much. But then also my coach and I, we've had a vision together for the past 4 years. And well, if you ask him, his dream is to take a team to the national championships and eventually win. And I recognize that in my role as a student athlete, it wasn't going to happen in my time. Pepperdine, we finished 8th this year in the WCCs, but we've progressed quite a bit from my time starting as a freshman. And now the freshmen that are coming in this year and then last year, the current freshmen, they were way more talented than I ever was. And so in my vision with my coach, I recognized that I wanted to leave a legacy behind. And so giving back to Pepperdine is part of that legacy and investing in the current team and the future team also.
And as a representative and leader in SAC, you led multiple Heal the Bay beach cleanups for the WCC community and were able to increase community service hours by more than 25%. What does that mean to you to hear that number?
It's a cool number or statistic, but I think for me, I think about all the people that also sacrifice their time. And it's not just myself that contributed to that. A lot of those people at that table over there invested in the student athletes and supported us in those endeavors. And so when I think about that statistic, I think about not only myself, but I think about all the other student athletes that were heavily involved. Like the now current co-president, Skylar Caputo over there, she's a workhorse. And I know that my successes are also hers too, and also our other co-president and our other VP that was a real integral part of our WLC this year.
And just lastly, Kevin, is there anything else you'd like to add?
I'd just like to thank the conference for hosting this dinner and for this award and the values that it has, but then also I'd like to thank everyone at that table, including my wonderful parents. Obviously, they're the ones that raised me to get to Pepperdine, and then Pepperdine, I guess, did a little bit more of the work. And then also, I'd just like to thank all the administrators and also Skylar over there, just because I know it's a team effort, and I know that a lot of the great things that we're doing as a SAC, or whether it's at our school or in the conference, it requires a lot of bodies, it requires a lot of support, and so we can't do it without them.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah, thank you.